Hi, guys, and welcome to Chapter 4, Lesson 3, Mesopotamia. We want to draw special attention to our field trip here. This is what it would be like if we all got to go to Mesopotamia and we took Mr. Cofield and Mr. Miller with us. So we just want to draw special attention to the field trip.
And they got so busy on their field trip that we were able to hijack the video notes and take them over. So it's just us.
Got just us. All right, then. So y'all can tell them what's up with that. Okay. They're busy. They had some meetings and they had some other things they're doing, and so it's just us. So we're going to start with Sumerian achievements. The first one we want to talk about is one of the most important for this area, and it is the advancement of learning to write, and cuneiform being the world's first form of writing that we can read. Now, there may be other forms of writing that have shown up in other places, but this is the one that we can read. So the long-lasting effect of being able to write is just amazing in terms of historical advancement and people moving forward. No longer do you have to remember how to make metal or pottery or certain things. It's going to be written down. And so the exact measurements are going to be there. And you don't have to rely on your memory. Now you're going to be able to know for sure if you're doing it right. What that does is it allows people to make changes and amend or change the process so that they can get a better product and not just stumble on it accidentally. They're able to make sure that they are following the directions and doing well. So that's one thing. Another thing, because of the surplus that writing allows them to do, is keep records. Who has money where? Who owes us what? What have we accomplished? Where are things? What laws are we writing down? And then they started writing down stories. And Gilgamesh is one of the oldest stories that we have. So you can find out about Gilgamesh in your textbook. There's a section of it on there if you want to look online, and also in your green floppy book, there's a section about the first writing. We will talk briefly about it in class, but not a whole lot. So the people who were able to write are called scribes. I want you to just think of a baby that would scribble. Scribes scribble. And that's where we get the word. We see scripto on the sides of pens and other things. It actually means just to write. So this one needs a star by a cuneiform. We will be looking for stars on this, and you need to highlight it, draw a star on it, exclamation points around it. I can't stress enough, this is going to be really one of our most important achievements. Another really important achievement is the wheel. And this allowed the improvement of farming and also pottery. They were able to make pottery faster using a potter's wheel and keep it going and have more specific shapes and more certainty of symmetry to make it last longer. And then the wheel itself allowed them to, plus domestication in the wheel, allowed them to farm more land and be able to plow up the land and do that more efficiently. So again, another big achievement. One achievement also that goes with the wheel is the plow. And here we go. Here's a clay picture, a clay model of one from Mesopotamia. I believe, I have to look up the year on that, but this is an actual artifact that was found showing how this was done. So improved farming, they allowed them to break up the hard soil and prepared them for planting so that they could have larger fields and feed even more people and have a larger surplus. Then the last one that I'm going to talk about is the sail. Now, because they're on the Mediterranean, not the Mediterranean, we're not there yet. We're on the Tigris-Euphrates rivers, and they flow into the Persian Gulf from the north, flow down south toward the Persian Gulf. Every city-state that was developed along these two rivers traded back and forth. So in order to make trade more efficient and to carry their supplies up and down the river, regardless of the current, the sail was invented, just like the sailboats that we have today. It allowed trips to move faster, and it allowed for money to occur. So this needs dollar signs beside it. Trade needs to be written in. Trade is not on your worksheet. You're going to have to write that one in. So please do so. When you're talking about sails and sailing up and down the river, it's not just for pleasure. Although I'm sure they did enjoy being out on the water, because who doesn't? That's a lot of fun. But that was not their main purpose. Their main purpose was to trade. All right, then, so here comes Miss Tickle with the rest of their inventions.
Okay, so we are going to go on to It's a math system based on the number 60. So make sure you write in 60, and I want you to put a star by it. Their math system was based on the number 60. So think about that. You have 365 days in a year. I'm sure we can somehow divide 60 into that. Okay. The effect of that was that a circle was divided into 360 degrees. Divided a year into 12 months. See, told you. That I bet you thought I didn't know where I was going with that one. Divided a year into 12 months. Stars by the 60. Okay. Now we are moving on to advances in medicine. This is the first time you're hearing of advances in medicine. So the effect was that they used natural ingredients to produce healing medicines, and they listed treatments according to the symptom and anatomy, which is body part. Our next achievement is architecture, the science of building. The effect: large palaces and homes were built, and ziggurats, or tall temples. As you learned in lesson 2, the ziggurat was a place of worship for the priests. So at the very top of the temple, only the priest could go in there to worship. Okay, and our last achievement is art. This is where a lot of our artisans, our skilled workers, are going to fall into this category. So we would see them making pottery, jewelry, cylinder seals. These are stone seals engraved with designs. You like how those little pictures shape? That's cute. Okay, so here's your hot question. But guess what, guys? You have 2 hot questions. Okay, so hot question number 1, very important question. Why do you think writing is one of history's most important cultural advances? If you need to go back and listen to what Ms. Hodges told you about the way that the Sumerians were keeping track of things, record keeping, you should go back and listen to what she said, look at your notes so that you can answer that. Remember your rules, 3 sentences. Do not start it with a pronoun. I know it says, why do you think? We do not want you to start it out with, I think. You start it out with, writing is one of history's most important cultural advances because, and then you state your reasons. You should have 3 sentences. Use vocab. If we're talking about writing, think about what the Sumerians' form of writing was. What was the name of it? Ms. Hodges said it. Again, if you don't remember, go back. That's a vocab term. Very important. Next hot question. Other than writing, what do you think was Sumerians' most important invention or achievement, and why? 2-part question, guys. So that means we're using a total of a minimum of 3 sentences. If you're in advanced class, it should be a minimum of 5. So 2-part question to answer. Make sure within those 3 to 5 sentences you are getting that answered. And again, I know it says you think, but we're not asking you to answer with I think. You need to say Sumerians' most important invention or achievement was, and then you state it, and then you explain why. Okay, guys, Ms. Hodges and I are out of here. We are coming back from our field trip from Mesopotamia. Well, maybe not. We still have 2 more sets of video notes. So we are going to stay in Mesopotamia for a little while. See you in class. Bye.